Welcome to These Nuts Garage, and today I'm going to be showing you the parts that we're going to be putting on this 22 Ford F-150. Like I said in the intro, what we're going to be doing today is I'm basically going to be showing you the tires and rims and the suspension kit that I've bought for this Ford F-150. Now this is a 22 Ford F-150, just an XLT. I did put in a leveling kit in the front of about 2 inches, and I don't know if I can fit these tires underneath it. I know I probably can if I'm using stock wheels, but I ran across a deal on these tires and they're 17s where the factories are 18s. So then I was like, well, I wanted to get different rims anyway. So that's what these are right here. These are Mickey Thomson, I guess they're called Canyon Polished. They are a 6x135 and the offset is -12. Now, the reason why I'm going with these rims, I'll explain to you when I open them up and what the long-term plan is for this truck. But it's stage at a time, kind of work on it a little bit as we go. Now, the suspension lift I'm gonna be going with is a Rough Country. That's a 3-inch lift, and these are the rear shocks. And the reason why I'm going with a 3 is because I don't wanna have to get in with adding, I believe if you go with a 6 or something, you have to add a lot of other bracketry for your differential, your transfer cases, and things like that. So this is just the Rough Country just rear shocks here, and then this is the front shock. I think if you go with the higher kit than this, you have the, I guess it's an oil reservoir tank or cylinder or somewhere off to the side, but I didn't want to have to put that in there either because I think that was a little bit overkill for where I'm going, riding down the road most of the time and maybe through the fields at our house. And if we do some camping or something in the future, it'll give me a little bit more clearance. So I'm not going to be out doing no Baja races, so I don't need all that stuff. So this is the front struts, and then I do believe that it does come with some blocks for the rear to raise that up, and that's just the shocks here, but I also have the blocks in there. So let me set this stuff to the side. I won't be able to stand this tire up. All right, so this right here, I'll try to stand it up, is a Goodyear Duratrac. Now, this is the older version of Duratracs. I do believe they have a new version out. Normally, these tires, they're about $400 a piece. Even now, they may be up to $500 a piece. And this is a LT 315 70/17, and this is about, I think, a 34.5-inch tire by 12.5 wide, with a 17-inch hole right here for your rim. Now, these are the same tires we have on our Bronco, just a different size, but basically the same brand, and it's a Duratrac on that too. I was happened to be bopping up through a Walmart store in Somerset, Kentucky, and they had these tires, 3 of them, just 3, for 150 bucks a piece. I was like, these are over $400 tires. So I bought 3 of them for 450 bucks. So I'm missing 1 tire, right? I got 3. Truck has 4 tires on it, so I got to buy 1 tire. Found one online, Walmart, for $400. So I bought 3 tires for almost the same prices that I bought 1. So overall, I've got $850 in my tires, where if I would have bought all these at $400 something a piece, I'd be like $1,700 just for tires. So always keep your eye out in the bargain bin or whatever store you're in, because you may run across a deal like this, because this is basically, I got these tires for half price. right. And what I'll do here in a minute is we'll roll this tire over there beside the tires that are on it and kind of let you see the difference. Now, my plan on in the future is to take my truck back here and have a wrap put on it to where it looks maybe like old school. So I put a two-tone in the middle, and I'll post a picture of some of the newer trucks that have maybe the two-tone colors. But now I'll post a picture of an older truck that has kind of the same paint color as this truck, but the wrap or the paint that's on it, that's the second color, is like a brownish, grayish pearl. So that way the truck's got pearl in it, the wrap should be half pearl, and that kind of gives it a subtle look instead of like bright white on the side of it or something like that. So with that being said, back in the 70s, I think it was, maybe it went on up into the 80s, there used to be, I just remember as a kid, I had a Monte Carlo, 78 Monte Carlo, and I had slot rims on it. A lot of the truck came from the factory with slotted wheels. I'm gonna put this stuff over here. So Mickey Thomson has made these wheels, and these are the Canyons. And they're slotted like the old days. So my plan is once I make the truck look like something from maybe a retro to the 70s, maybe early 80s, I'm putting those slotted wheels on there just like they did from the manufacturer back in the day. Now, one thing I do like about these wheels is when you're cleaning them, it's just easy to get to. It ain't got all the little forks in it like our Bronco does or our Fusion, and you have to get in there and really clean with a small brush or something like that. This will be easy to clean, and it's gonna give it that old school look. And one other thing, let me just go ahead and tell you what this rim is. So it is a, it is a 17 by 9, so it's 17 inches by 9 inches here. And then it has a -12 offset. So the offset is somewhere like right, the hub is somewhere right in here. So the rim is pushed out, I believe, by like -12 millimeters. So I think it's pushing it out. And what I will be doing here, I'm fixing to run these to the tire shop, but what I might do real quick, because I'm waiting on UPS, not UPS, the Postal Service. Note, if you're ever wanting your package to die, send it through Memphis, Tennessee. It's going to get delayed every time. So I'm waiting for the TPMS sensors so I can install those, and then I'm going to run all this to the tire shop and have it mounted and balanced. But these F-150s did come with 17-inch wheels on them, so this rim should clear the brake calipers and all of that stuff. And I got them from, where did I get these? These came from Custom Offsets. They didn't even send me any cool stickers. I guess you got to buy those along with their t-shirts. You figure if you spend $1,300, they might give you a $5 shirt. Guess not. So anyway, I'm gonna put them on there anyway because their website said they would fit. But before you go mounting your tires on this, it's kind of best just to jack it up, the front end, putting it on there and just spinning the wheel, make sure it's gonna clear all of your brake calipers and things like that. And then once I get all the tires on, what I may do later is I may just bring them home and see if they'll fit underneath my truck as is, and if it will clear the front bumpers. The rear I'm not worried about. It's just the front when you go turning your tire like that, doing the tire dance, as they say. You just want to make sure that the tire's not getting into your fenders and your bumpers and stuff like that. So let's take this tire over here and I'll show you how much bigger this tire is compared to the factories. There we go. Stay, boo-boo. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of difference in height. Probably about 3 inches, maybe 2.5, maybe 2 3/4, 2 7/8. So basically this is a Goodyear too. I think it's only like 10 inches wide, 10.8 inches wide. And then I think the overall height on this thing is almost like 32. I think it's a 31.9, something like that. So that's the factory size. If you want to correct me, put it in the old Google and put, what is this, a 275, 65, 18 to inches. That's going to kind of give it to you in American numbers. Now this one, like I said, is a 315 70 17, and it comes out to be, like I said, like a 34.5 by 12.5. So the problem, like I was saying, is with the front, is that when this tire is doing this, you're turning it like that, your tire can actually come in and hit these. So I want to make sure that when I put it in there, I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't going to, it don't want to hit. But we'll test it out anyway. We'll give her a try. It don't hurt to put them on there and then take them back off just to kind of see if it'll ride in their factory. But one thing you also need to remember is that when you're, even if these wheels will fit and you got that much room, even when you turn, you could have rubbing on the inside, on an A-arm or something like that, or to the frame or something. But two, if you're going down the road and that truck's bouncing, that truck comes down and you're turning at the same time, like you're pulling into a driveway, the front end could come down. That's going to take some of that clearance away. And then one of them knobs on this tire are going to grab that chrome bumper right there or something and tear it up. So we want to make sure we especially don't do that. But I know for sure that once I raise this truck up 3 inches, we won't have to worry about any of that. So let's bring the jack out here and take off its tire and see if this rim will fit on there. All right, so let's just slip this wheel on as gentle as we can. Check it for clearance. Because we are looking for this inside hub too. Even though they said it fits, let's just make sure. We're gonna see, my lug nuts won't fit it, but it's gonna stay in there pretty good enough for me just to kind of inspect it. By putting these on too, it also lets me know that, hey, I ordered the right lug pattern before I start sticking all those tires on this thing. So what I'm doing is, let me just grab the camera here. Let's see if we can't show you on the back side. So you just want to make sure there's a gap right here between your caliper and your rim, and also down here you have a bolt right there on that lower control arm. And then you're just looking, trying to just looking all around, make sure there's nothing in the way. We have this right here and all that. All looks pretty good. Looks like we're not gonna have any rubbing issues as far as the inside of the rim goes. All right, now that I got that tire back on, we're gonna patiently wait for the mail lady. And when she shows up, I'm gonna run these tires and rims and go get them mounted and balanced real quick, and then we'll come back and I will try to test fit the front tires on the truck. If the front tires do pretty good just by test fitting them, then we'll go ahead and put the back ones on it. And that way, if anybody's watching that you're trying to get a negative 12 millimeter offset on a truck that has a 2-inch leveling kit on it, with these type of tires, you'll know, well, they'll work or they won't, or it's really close and they kind of work, or or just wait and do a 3-inch suspension lift. So stick around. Let's run up here and get these tires mounted and balanced, and we'll come back and see if they fit. Alrighty, so it's a couple of weeks later. Like I said in the very beginning of this video, I'm gonna be doing a 3-inch lift on this truck here at the end of April. But I went ahead and got these wheels and tires mounted and balanced. Now, them some pretty meaty tires. I did, like I told you, I did put the front tires on the truck. And as you can tell, they're not on it right now, but as you can tell, when we started turning the wheel, we didn't get very far because it was going to get into the bumper and into this lower valence down there. So I'm hoping that when I do this 3-inch lift kit, it'll raise it up enough that if I have to trim anything, it'll just be this lower valence right here, maybe kind of cut out that corner. And then another problem I noticed, but I figured it, is you can just see how much, let's get back here. Get down low, get down low. You can see how much wider those tires are as well. And with the 12, I guess it's a negative 12 millimeter offset, they're gonna be sticking way out here like this. So what I'm gonna have to do is order a set of fender flares. I think they're from Rough Country. They're like, I don't know, they don't have the little caps, bolt looking things through there. They're basically smooth, but they stick out about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, I believe it is. And they'll be painted the same color as the truck. So I'm gonna have to put some fender flares on this truck after I get these on there. All right, I hope you come back and watch the installation video of this 3-inch lift that we're gonna be doing and mounting these tires onto the truck. And maybe by then I'll also have my fender flares. Maybe I can do them all with the same video. If not, I'll have to do another video of just the installation of those fender flares. But if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below if you got any questions, and you know, subscribe to the channel, because that's all the things YouTube says we have to tell you to do. So make sure you do it, because YouTube is watching. But that's it. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.